What is up, party people? It is August. Late August. It's archery pronghorn season, and it's a go.
I received a call from Zach Fehrenbaugh, one of my best friends, that he drew a non-resident archery antelope tag in Montana. He knew I like to chase these goofy critters around with archery tackle, so we quickly started scheming as to how we could hunt together, and after a few conversations, we quickly made plans and the excitement began to grow. Zach and I went to college together at Ohio University, and when we were there, we were in the fishing club together, and eventually interns at Midwest Whitetail.
Whew. That's a big old rub right there. Don't you think there, Zach?
That's a nice in there. Good looking rub.
We eventually learned that another one of our buddies, Sam Soholt, also drew a tag, so we asked him to join, and he eagerly accepted. Sam has always been a legend to me and all the Midwest Whitetail interns. They both have gone on to create their own platforms and businesses, and it's really cool to see the progress both of them have made in the outdoor space and their love for wild animals and wild places. So here I am driving 5 hours to meet up with some great buddies and a few people that I've never met before.
What's up, guys? What's up? Hey, these are my friends.
Ted, what's up, buddy?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
We're pretty packed up, you know,
Right.
so if we need to,
if we need to scoot somewhere and do something different, we could split up and we could drive that road and the one we were on last night.
I mean, at this point, it's like,
it ain't cold.
at this point, it's like you might as well roll around some stuff that we can hunt today.
Yeah.
And then if it's no good, then we can just keep,
Camp Boys back.
yeah,
Yeah.
camp boy. And we thought about doing 2 groups of 3. What do you think?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm cool with whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, let's go find some of them bucks, boy.
Oh man, we hoping for some cutters, you know what I mean?
Yeah, some big old hooks.
Some bucks come back. They come way back, and then they got the cutter. We don't even know. Michael met up with us, finally. And we're gonna split up into 2 groups now. We just don't have enough space in one vehicle, and split up, cover some ground, see what we see. I mean, at this point we've been seeing enough to hunt, but definitely pretty low numbers in this area. So we may adjust tomorrow, but as of right now, we're just gonna hunt out the rest of the day, split up into a couple different groups, and all I can say is let's hunt.
Good luck. Good luck. Hey, good luck to you, man.
Hey, you're back.
You ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? Ready as I'm ever gonna be. I'll say that much. Yeah. I'm ready to go do some things. Been sitting in this damn car all day. Mm-hmm.
Normally in these parts, we'd see a good amount of pronghorn via the roads and either make a stalk or wait until the buck gets into a better stockable position.
There's another one right there.
Yep. There's
But
one over there.
they're all on the privet.
This year things were different. We really struggled to find bucks on public land. Heck, we struggled to find bucks at all.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
See, where can we go? Where can we go? You guys.
Yeah, let's take a right. It'll,
Alright. We're gonna walk up to this here saddle. Oh yeah. See if there's any pronghorns up there.
I don't see anything out there.
no.
We've driven a long ways today and have not seen a buck on public land. And we just walked into this state piece, walk-in only area, pretty big section. And we can see like a very, very long ways. Nothing in sight. There's like water. There's that salt. There's that water. There's water. There's deer. My tummy's grumbling. We're gonna go meet up with the boys.
Oh yeah, those are good.
What are we snacking on, boys? Some harvest snacks? You call those things?
Harvest snacks?
Sorry for flashing you, but
No, I don't think they're as good as the hippie ones, though. They're good, though.
got a numb.
Got a gnome and some hippies.
Nice.
Not bad.
Big Costco supporters here.
That's right.
Probably get some hate in the YouTube comments, don't you think?
Oh, I'm sure.
Because we didn't have any bucks located from the night before, we hung around camp and continued to debate on what we should do. Lucky for us, where we decided to camp, we could see a decent amount of country, and we watched 2 bucks walk off private onto public about 300 yards from where we camped.
So, let me take off my hoodie here. We're just hanging out here, having a good old time. Hanging out, drinking coffee, talking big stories, and there's this piece of private right here. There's a bunch of antelope on it, and we saw 2 bucks, and one went under the fence, is now working his way to this like edge of public. So Sam is leaving this afternoon, so we sent him out and he's going on a stalk. So pretty exciting to finally have a buck on public ground that's huntable.
Well, that's all you need.
Yep.
Should we just crawl this tall grass? Our wind sucks real bad. He's coming. Yeah, sure is. He might turn for you. Had our wind not been so bad, he was coming right in.
I mean, he was coming on a string.
Oh, that was close.
That was very close. That worked almost like, I mean, decoy did exactly what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, I mean, he was just like, he saw movement, and then when I popped this thing up, he was just like locked on coming.
Yeah. That got my heart
That was
rate
pretty
up.
fun.
That was awesome.
All right, well,
See if we can't go find
let's go see if I can find my arrow. Come back for it. Well, might as well bring this. Hey, stay down. They're right over that hill. Oh, they're running away now. They were way closer than I thought they would be, and we crawled up to this like the tallest grass we could get, and then it was just like mowed, you know. Popped up that decoy, and he saw it. Like he was looking at us moving through the grass, and I popped that decoy up, and he just like squared off and started walking in. And then I could feel the wind just like hitting our back of our necks, and I was like, oh, this is not gonna end, you know, it's not gonna be good.
You thought now or
Turn
never.
now or never, turn broadside, and he wheeled and I missed just left.
We eventually decided to make our way to an area that I'd scouted on the way up to meet with the boys yesterday. I found a big group of bucks on a large section of BLM, but we didn't make it very far without getting distracted first. Like a lot of my antelope sightings, they usually come when you're going 80 miles an hour, followed by a oh crap moment and a quick U-turn.
Pulled up to this state section and saw 4 bucks out that way, and Sam's left last afternoon, so we're gonna let him go after one of them. Maybe a couple guys will go after him. I'm gonna wait and do some filming. Hey, good luck, dude.
Thanks, dude.
I'm gonna go locate him. I'm gonna go locate and film from the road over here. We were cruising over to the spot I wanted to get to, and I spotted these bucks on a piece of state section, and Sam's up there. Him and Ted are trying to decoy this buck in. He's in the middle of a field with a bunch of does, so I think the tactic is get up there, act like you're a different buck, see if you can draw him closer.
Actually, not that far away. So, I think what we should try to do is crawl up that, get the decoy on top of that ridge right there.
Yep.
And then, like Zach was saying, like scoot back to this little tuft maybe, where we can keep eyes on if he starts working up and see if we can get a shot at him. How far are they? Right now he's probably 150 yards, 200 yards. Yeah.
they all spook when you popped up there?
The doe up top caught me.
I see. I thought maybe they were coming in. I thought maybe a buck got up and just started coming in.
Well, I thought maybe two, because they started moving just like right in,
Uh-huh.
and then they just like picked up speed.
Yeah.
It was over.
Yeah.
Oh, he wasn't very far away. I mean, he was 70 yards. And I was
Really?
like, ooh, if I can get the decoy up. But yeah, when I got up here, I looked up and there was a doe just like locked on.
Yeah. A lot of eyeballs in that group.
So many eyeballs. Well, most likely so concludes my 2022 antelope trip.
I thought you might get a shot the way they were coming back in there.
Yeah, they were at 100 when they started to come back in, but the wind is not exactly in our favor right here.
It's going straight that way.
Oh man. Yeah. Didn't quite pan out. Oh, it's just time for everybody else to close the gap. I'm heading home.
All right, Sam.
All right.
Well, it's been good hanging out with you here, brother.
Thanks for letting me join you guys.
Yeah, dude. Put it right here.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Good luck the rest of the week.
Appreciate it.
We were making progress in finding bucks, but we still weren't seeing the numbers that we wanted. We wanted to go on multiple stalks per day, so we headed to what we thought was greener pastures. With hundreds of miles under our belt and hardly any buck sightings, I started to really doubt the possibility of any of us getting some buck meat on ice. We debated on going back to where we were earlier. We were at least seeing some bucks there, but right as we headed that way, Zach spotted a group and we bailed on that idea and camped in an area pretty much void of pronghorn with the hopes of relocating these antelope in the morning.
These are looking good, Mikey P.
We're pretty hot.
I think we're gonna get our chances. We're not out of the game. It's just we're not gonna get the same number of stalks that we have in past hunts, and I think that we're just gonna have to switch up our style a little bit. That'll be fun.
But it's a little different here. We have them. We have a huntable population, but they're just not running all over the place.
We believe that we're gonna get one's meat on ice quickly.
Oh yeah. Yes. Just getting that meat on ice. I love it. Yeah. We'll get after it in the morning for sure.
We'll see you then. No worries. We'll see you then. Well, what's going on so far is we got pretty nice weather for pronghorn hunting. It's pretty cool, but we're just not seeing many pronghorn. We also got wind, so that's good, but this area we're just not seeing them. I'll tell you what, I ain't seeing a darn thing. I mean, as far as I can see, not a darn thing. We've seen enough to make us camp here last night, but now we're headed back to some other areas that we've seen them, so that's what we're gonna do. Hopefully, we come across something that we can start making more stalks. We haven't made many stalks since yesterday at about 2 o'clock, so we want to change that. We're gonna go back to where we know there's some, and hopefully they're on public. Let's hunt them.
On our way back, we found a buck with a few does in the middle of a field. We watched him bed and made a plan on how to get close. I could tell that Zach was chomping at the bit, and as I live in Montana and have the opportunity to chase these critters all season long, I told Zach to knock himself out and then I'd back him up on an escape route just in case they spooked him.
If you guys just want to stay here, we might just start working that way. We may have to come back and take a different route, but to start, I think we're going to drop, go down around here, just try to find a way to find a little seam to crawl up in there.
Watching these antelope, they're bedded. Zach went that way, turned around, went up and over, turned around. They're just trying to find a way in on them. They're all bedded, facing the road. We're just gonna kind of hang out and see what happens. I'm gonna back them up in case they spook one, maybe go run down there and shoot one, but we'll see.
Dang it. They started moving. Dang it, dude.
Do you think we were gonna do it?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna get him.
How close you get?
60.
Really?
To the buck?
Yeah, I mean, all those pronghorn were right there. We were coming down that ditch and we were like literally 5 feet from where we were going. And we were just like keeping our eyes out. I was keeping my eyes that way, just in front of him, ready. And I looked down and the doe just happened to step just into like to where she could see up our ditch. And I just like got my release on, stood up to verify like where he was. He was looking the other way. And they were all just standing in a line, which I'm sure you guys could see. And I went to draw and the does ran and he just took off with them. But I mean,
It looked close.
Even though no arrows were launched, it felt good to be back in an area where there was some pronghorn. When we got back to the trucks, almost immediately we located another buck out in the open with quite a few does. As the boys continued to watch, I headed down the road to see if there were any other offerings available. And as I pulled up, I quickly noticed that there were multiple groups of pronghorn in the bottom and a lone buck on top.
Camry, Solora?
I do, and gas is $4.50. He's gonna go after these guys, and then we'll go after those guys.
Sounds like a problem.
I'm gonna watch him do this from here, I think. There's bucks over here, boys. There's some pronghorn over here. Tell you what, we probably just saw 30 of them.
There's some great bucks. This is awesome. I mean, you think this other thing?
Oh yeah, they're just chilling right there.
They're just chilling.
Keith just dropped us off. We're driving down here to make a loop on these bucks that we've been watching for the last like 2 hours. And there's a buck on public right off the road. He let us drive past him twice. We hopped out. We're gonna make a move. We got the decoy with. We may use it, we may not, but we'll see. He might just be right here, so I'm just gonna get ready. See him right here. I'm gonna get him and then a couple go. As amazing as I can.
missed him twice. First one I pulled it. It was not good. I shouldn't have missed him. I freaked out. I honestly, that was the worst shot that I've made, maybe ever. That first one, the last second, I just panicked. Let's go get the arrows and keep hunting.
Let's go chase that other one.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back down at the trucks, my trigger finger was getting itchy, and I was ready to go on a stalk. So I left my glassing perch to get in on some of the action myself.
All right, quick little solo mission. There's some bucks bedded over yonder. Glassed them up earlier. And I think I might just be bringing the GoPro. I don't know how I'm gonna do this as I'm by myself, but I'll do my best to film it.
They're probably like 200 yards away, but I don't have a whole lot to work with here. I don't know. I'm probably gonna go in closer, but this could be hard to film. I think there's a creek right here too, which is kind of a bummer. We'll see. I'm in the creek. I'm gonna see if there's a way to get closer from the creek. Well, that's all she wrote for Wednesday. Yeah, those guys just were out at 220 yards and not enough stalkable terrain to really get closer, so decided not to do anything crazy and bump. I'm hoping that I can make a play on them tomorrow. So that's the plan. Check with you back at camp.
I felt good about the stalk I made, and I hoped that Zach was having better luck than me.
Down and around. I see him, but I think if we get down to the next little lip, we might be in good shape. Come on, just go from here. Yeah, okay. I see her right there. Yeah. You see me? I got him. He's gonna come down. Here he comes. Hit him, but didn't hit him good. It didn't sound like. He's got a lot of like a decent amount of blood. I might have killed him. He's running like he's hit. He's hitting pretty decent. Yeah, I got him. God, just leave the decoy.
My feet are asleep. I can't run.
As it got dark and not having a good bead on where the buck ran, they decided to regroup and look for the buck tomorrow. I could tell back at the trucks that Zach was a mixture of emotions. Excitement that he had an amazing encounter with a really nice buck, and frustration with himself for not hitting the 10 ringer.
I think everybody's been there at some point or another. It's like, this is intense. You kind of want to redeem yourself. I held the pin on him perfect, but live and you learn. And tomorrow we'll find him, hopefully.
Yep. That's what I'm hoping. Get up and find him.
We're going to try hard, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Should be able to see, pretty much where he went to, I think. We'll have to look at it and triangulate, but I'm pretty sure, last I saw him, he was going right down back into this piece here, so.
That night, I told Zach that I would stick it out with him, and I'm helping him find the buck until the end of the hunt. And he told me that he was focused on this one buck and that he was going to notch his tag even if he didn't find this buck. A pretty noble decision, in my opinion, as he's a non-resident and these tags aren't cheap, and it's not like he gets to come out here and do this all the time. The next morning, we looked at multiple bucks, but none of them were him. So we headed up to where Zach started his stalk the night prior. Once we got up top, we immediately noticed a buck that was bedded and wasn't acting right. After glassing him for a while, another buck came in and ran him off, and that's when we knew that the buck that got ran off was the buck from last night. So Zach went down to get a better look, and we stayed up top for an overwatch. Eventually that buck ran over a rise, and Zach waved us over. On the way over, I spotted a bedded buck, and I couldn't believe that Keith and Nick, who were about 100 yards ahead of me, didn't get spotted by this buck. There wasn't much for cover except for a 3-foot rise between me and the buck. To my surprise, he had no idea that my large frame was there. The plan was to wait and hope that he would feed towards me. And of course, he didn't do that. It was fun getting close, but I packed my things up and headed back with the boys. Once I got up top, I got the update and watched Zach approach the buck.
It's just standing there, kind of looking one direction. If you can see him straight in the bottom of the creek, you can see his white. Oh yeah, I see him. Ain't very far now. And he doesn't know, he's looking one direction. He's turned one time. Zach's up there right now. He's got his release clipped onto his string, I can tell. I think he's just waiting for the pronghorn to look to the right a little bit. Looks like he's looking just slightly quartered to the left, so Zach's probably just waiting for him to look away so he can get drawn.
Seeing Zach come over that hill all excited cracked me up. We could tell that he had finally got him.
Some meat on ice?
We got me. Thanks for sticking it out.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was awesome. Yeah, that was wild.
Of course.
Zach stuck with it when things were looking down. I feel like some people would have walked away from the situation altogether. He was determined to find that buck, and with enough hard work, he was rewarded. We quickly took pictures and started working on the meat. We all kind of sat there dumbfounded at the same time too. The ups and downs of this hunt were incredible. From not finding any bucks and wondering why I even apply for this tag anymore to getting one on the ground, it was everything I wanted in a hunt with a good buddy of mine. This is where I'd like to interject some of my thoughts and lessons learned here. First, I've heard from other people that antelope go down easy, or all you have to do is hit one to get meat on ice. This situation proves that this is not true at all. This buck was on its feet nearly 20 hours after an arrow had passed through it. I think that people who are in this school of thought should think about this experience and think twice about taking shots that are out of their comfort range just because it's an antelope or they go down easy. Second, this one goes without saying, is don't leave animals to find animals. And lastly, stick with it. If you archery hunt enough, eventually you'll find yourself in a situation like this. Give it your best shot to find that animal, dead or alive. Work your butt off to relocate. You owe it to that animal to do your due diligence. Overall, I had a blast on this trip. It was fun to catch up with old friends, make new ones, and although I didn't get as much hunting in as I would have liked, I wouldn't have changed how it all went down. I learned a ton on this trip, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch it. I'll see you on the next one.